Hi guys, it's Frankie from Frankie Tech. Good to see you guys again. And I'm here with a special at-home unboxing of the Samsung Galaxy A70. Oh yeah. Now this phone just came out in Hong Kong a couple days back, and when I saw that it was in stock, I said I have to check this phone out. Out of all the Samsung A series phones that have been recently announced, this is the one that I think is the most compelling from a price to performance ratio and what this phone is offering. As I started reading more about it, and you have the A50, you have like the A10, the A20, the A80 with like the pop-up camera, but this phone, the A70, is something unique. And I think given its size of display, the type of technology being used, AMOLED, the type of processor being used, the 675, and the battery life, 4,500 milliamperes, this is a compelling offering, and I think that's why you guys are so excited about it. And I have it here today. Let's get started with this unboxing. Now, I did just set this up in the store, so you'll see the phone. There you go. There's the phone, but let me kind of lift from the top here because we do have on the bottom. Let's see if I can get that out. I might have to edit this out. And this is getting ridiculous. It's been like 30 seconds already. Let's keep trying. And there we go. After literally almost a minute of trying to get this piece out, here is the case, what should be the case for the Galaxy A70, and there it is, standard TPU case. I'm gonna throw that aside. There's the phone, the Galaxy A70, and let me show you the version I got real quick. It is the 128 GB, 8 gigs of RAM version, and as you see, we got the Infinity display, in-display fingerprint scanner here. We have fast charging on this phone as well. I think it's up to 25 watts if I'm not mistaken, and we'll go through all the specs in a second, but let me show you the version I got. I got it in this very nice orange color. Now I'm trying to see if there's a name for this orange color specifically. I'll have to get that information in a bit, but there it is, the Samsung Galaxy A70. Look at that. First impressions, wow, snazzy color. I know this is a plastic back, but we'll get to that in a second. Now let's quickly complete this unboxing here. And we have our USB-C charging cable, which is a welcome sight. We have some Samsung headphones, also a welcome sight. Let's check that aside. There's the SIM ejector tool at the bottom. And now there's a reason why there's no charger in the box. There will be a charger if you buy this separately, and the price I got this phone for was just over 2,800 Hong Kong dollars. So we're definitely getting up there in the price range of, kind of more upscale phones, up past the $300 mark, 350 US dollars. So it's a little bit more pricey than, let's say, the Redmi Note 7 Pro, but it's in line with similar in pricing to what I just paid for the Nokia X71. Here is the charger that came included. It looks like this is the China version. That's why the guy gave me it with this kind of adapter to work in Hong Kong. But that is it for the unboxing. Pretty straightforward here. And now there's the phone, the Galaxy A70. I'm going to go ahead and remove this little back sticker so we can fully revel in this back. Look at that. That looks really nice. And look, I'm not gonna lie, I wish it was glass. I really do wish it was glass, but it feels good in the hand. And I'm glad I picked this color because the other one was that kind of pearly white that I had on my previous S10e, and the black color, it was really just boring. So this orange is a nice touch. There is the Galaxy A70, and as you can see, I have nothing set up in this phone. Well, let's quickly go down the list here of design, display, first impressions, design, display, performance, quick talk about audio, and then a quick camera shot. So design, we're going to go through some basic specs. In terms of body weight, we're talking 183 grams. So it is very much in line with the other phones I've been testing in this kind of size range. 7.9 millimeters, so it's pretty svelte. Considering that it does have these curved edges here, it doesn't feel like a very thick phone. And I think that has a lot to do with the display. This display is a 6.7-inch display. And not just that, it is a 6.7-inch AMOLED display. Now, this is the first time that I know of that Samsung has included such a good quality display of this size in a mid-range phone. And they may have had some other A series in the past, but those displays were not as edge to edge. And just off initial impressions, this display looks fantastic. It really just looks really good. And just a quick other mention of the display, we're talking 6.7-inch size here, 16 million colors, and we have a 393 pixel per inch density. Now it is AMOLED, so that may mean you'll see a little bit more of the pixels, similar to how you'd see on the P30 Pro. But I looked at it in the store, and I trust Samsung to make quality displays, and this one looks really quality. You look at the viewing angles there, it looks really great. Now, the other thing that really intrigued me about this phone, I was just, in the moment I saw it, I said, I gotta get it. If there's any version I'm gonna get, it's gonna be this one, and that's because of the performance. Snapdragon 675. That's pretty cool. And the fact that this phone has such a later processor, there's only one other phone that I have in my possession that has that processor in it. That's this phone right here, the Redmi Note 7 Pro, because even the Nokia that I just previously got, and here is just a quick comparison next to these phones, Nokia X71 and the Redmi Note 7 Pro, even this phone has only the 660 in it. And if you're talking about price and performance ratio, this one's already out of the way. So if you're talking between these two, that is the same performance out of this very hard to get to phone. But this A70 is going to be in so many more markets. It's going to be a lot more readily available to you guys. And I think that's why you're so excited about it. But the other thing about it, it's AMOLED. This screen on the Redmi Note 7 Pro, it's good, but it's not AMOLED. And it's not Samsung AMOLED. That's the crazy part. This is a really great looking screen. And when you talk about performance of a 675, and just to show you as a point of reference, going here to history, and that is the Geekbench scores that the Redmi Note 7 Pro got on the 675. So I'm going to be comparing when I do my full comparison of these two, but I tell you right now, if it gets anywhere near that, that is incredible single core performance. We're not far off of the Snapdragon 845 in terms of single core here. So this phone is bringing a lot to the table, and for the extra little bit of cash you're going to spend on it, the fact that it includes the 675 is a major deal. Now you can get this phone for a little bit cheaper. I definitely went all out and got the 8GB 128 gig version, but there is a 6GB 128 gig version. I think there may be a smaller one than that, but we'll have to check that out. And so the other really great thing about this phone is that it does have One UI, and it is running Android 9 out of the box. And let me just quickly show you some information about it. Here's the A70. And so here you go, One UI version 1.1, and we're running Android 9 out of the box. Very positive to see. And the security level patch is March 1st, 2019. And I must tell you, after having used the Galaxy S10 Plus and before that the S10e for a period of time, I've really come around to One UI. I'm really starting to like just the look of it and the aesthetics of it. It feels good. This is a very small detail, but I'll tell you, I like it, is just the fact that the notifications are curved. There's this kind of circled, like this curvature and this attention to detail on all these little corners that all relate to each other. From an aesthetic and kind of software development standpoint, this is very appealing. And it's little things like that that you don't notice until you eventually notice them. But the one thing I do want to mention is that in-display fingerprint scanner. And so we're going to go ahead and register a fingerprint right now. Let me just put in a pin real quick here. Okay, so here it is, scan your fingerprint, and I want to see what type of fingerprint scanner they're using on this phone. And there you go. You can tell already just from that that light that you see, that very bright green light there, that this is an optical fingerprint scanner. It is not the same as the one that is used on the Galaxy S10 Plus or the Galaxy S10. And you know what? Considering how much people have hated on those fingerprint scanners, because the one that the S10 Plus is using is a lot slower to react. Optical sensors are far more advanced, even though they're probably a little bit less secure of a technology. If it's about convenience, that is really great. I'm going to go ahead and set up the other finger. All done. And now let's test out that fingerprint scanner on the Galaxy A70. Well, there you go. Let's try that again. Okay, so it's not the fastest fingerprint scanner I've tested. Definitely not. I think the one on the Xiaomi Mi 9 is even faster than that. It's a little slower than I'd like, but let's try it just from that screen. It's okay. It's not going to be something amazing, but I'll tell you what, for the price, that's something the Redmi Note 7 Pro doesn't have that this phone does, and it is a real convenience to have this on a phone of this price point. Talking about audio real quick, this is going to be a welcome sight to all you headphone jack lovers. 3.5 millimeter headphone jack, a very welcome sight to see. I'll have to do my further testing on that very soon. And last but not least, let's bring out BB-8 for a quick Frankie Tech camera shot. And we have, let's see here, we have a triple camera setup. That's right, on the Galaxy A70. So the main camera is a 32 megapixel f1.7 with an 8 megapixel ultra wide and the 5 megapixel depth sensor. So this has got it all. This is incredible. Can shoot 4K up to 30 frames per second. And let's go ahead and check the interface out. For any of you guys who haven't seen my S10 Plus coverage, but you've seen this maybe from some other YouTube videos. So here are the little trees that take you from kind of the standard mode to then wide angle. And the wide angle is wide. Holy crap. This may be the same wide angle that's being used on the S10 Plus. And we took the shot. Let's have a look. There it is. Good quality shot. And BB-8 is looking very happy. And I tell you what, this camera may be very impressive for the price, considering the fact that it has a triple camera setup and that you are able to get these wide angle shots. That's not something you can even get from the Redmi Note 7 Pro, and you would need, at least from Xiaomi's end, the Mi 9 SE at the very cheapest to get that. But then the Mi 9 SE is rocking that Snapdragon 610. It has a much smaller AMOLED screen. This is a 6.7-inch display. Guys, this may be my new favorite phone that I've tested in a while. Holy moly. And I tell you, the size of this phone is what I'm liking the most. I've missed using my Mate 20X. If you remember, I reviewed the Mate 20X previously. I loved that phone. And this one's getting up there. It's 6.7 inches, so it's definitely getting up there in terms of screen size. But what a surprising release here from Samsung. And the A70, I'm going to have to put it through its paces, give my full kind of review to this, and compare it to the Redmi Note 7 Pro. But stay tuned for that. In the meantime, if you liked this video, give me that thumbs up. And if you love the content of Frankie Tech, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon for future updates. Very exciting, not what I expected, much better than I expected here with the Samsung A70. And I can't wait to share more about this awesome phone with all y'all. So that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. This is where I leave you by saying, this is Frankie Tech signing off. Y'all have a good one.